Caitlin Clark shoes were going to come out. I know I'm not crazy, man. Y'all get in the comment section, let me know if I'm tripping. But I remember seeing some hype about some signature shoes. And then once Asia had that article come out, it got a little wonky. The Nike started, I don't know, they started acting like they were shelving the idea. And then they started, focusing on Asia Wilson shoes. But the thing about it is, what came out later is that Asia...
Hey, so are you even processing this? An NBA player just flat out confessed he picked his jersey number because of Caitlin Clark. Not LeBron, not Kobe, not Jordan, Caitlin Clark. And he didn't whisper it. He literally said, "Hopefully I get some jersey sales," because he knows exactly what every athlete is finally realizing. But here's where it gets wild. I'm about to break down why Nike is probably slamming desks right now, wondering how they let this slip. Because what's happening isn't just about shoes or jersey numbers. It's about how one of the biggest brands on earth managed to blow what could have been the richest signature shoe launch in women's sports history. The proof, it's everywhere. NFL stars rocking her PEs, top high school recruits wearing her colorways, even video game characters flexing her kicks. And here's the insane twist. She doesn't even have a signature shoe yet. So what went wrong? Because I'm about to show you the exact turning point where everything flipped. And trust me, almost nobody...
Phil, as I'm looking right here, you got Stefon Diggs rocking her PEs. Oh my goodness. Stefon Diggs. Stefon Diggs, man. If y'all don't know, this one of the good wide receivers in the league. Fire player. Rocking her PEs. Come on, man. And you got some people who said, they're Kobe's, but okay. Man, y'all know what that color scheme is. That is Indiana Fever color scheme. Those are Caitlin's PEs, fam.
Stefon Diggs, one of the NFL's top wide receivers, is out here rocking Caitlin Clark's colorway. Yeah, you heard that right. A male pro athlete from a totally different sport, choosing her shoes. Let that sink in. And get this. Some people are actually out here saying, "Oh, those are just Kobe colors." Please. That's Indiana's color scheme. That's Caitlin's PE. The mental gymnastics people pull to avoid giving her credit, Olympic level, but that's just scratching the surface. What you're not seeing is the absolute chaos unraveling behind the scenes at Nike HQ. Because here's the secret nobody's talking about. There was a specific moment when Caitlin Clark was supposed to get her own signature shoe. The timeline, locked, the hype, sky high, insiders, dropping hints left and right, and then boom, something flipped the entire script. A full 180 that likely cost Nike hundreds of millions in potential sales. And the craziest part? We've got the receipts to prove just how badly they fumbled this one.
In the class of 2025 wear Caitlin Clark's shoes. This is crazy work, man. Jasmine got her PEs on right here. Oh my goodness. And then look at this. You got AJ leaping out the gym with the PEs on, man. Beautiful work. Oh my goodness.
Look at this. Both #1 players in the entire class of 2025 rocking Caitlin Clark's shoes. These aren't just random recruits. These are the future faces of women's basketball. And guess what? They're not wearing the signature lines of longtime WNBA legends. Nope, they're lacing up Caitlin's PEs. Jasmine Davidson and AJ Debonsa, two of the top prospects in the country, are basically telling the world who their idol is. Now pause and think about that marketing goldmine. Nike's whole empire runs on locking in the next generation through athlete endorsements, and these kids are already sold on Caitlin Clark, and she doesn't even have a signature shoe yet. The demand isn't manufactured, it's exploding on its own. So why isn't Nike cashing in right now? Why the delay? Why slam the brakes on what's clearly a billion-dollar opportunity? Well, buckle up, because what happened next will make you question everything. And once you hear this next part, you'll realize this...
He feel even more confident that was going on before the season started. Now look when he said this. This is April 18th, 2024. All right, they started their season in May. Check this out.
Portfolio, obviously a lot has been made recently about WNBA salaries, but I will say her business portfolio off the court, she is making significant money off the court. And, to get a signature shoe before you ever step foot on the pro level, that's a big, big deal.
How do we know?
One more time.
The court. And, to get a signature shoe before you ever step foot on the pro level, that's a big, big...
Did you even catch what Shams Charania just said? Getting a signature shoe before you ever play a single pro game is massive, like unheard of massive. This was April 18th, 2024. The WNBA season didn't even start until May. And Shams, one of the most connected insiders in the entire basketball world, practically confirmed that Caitlin Clark was getting her own signature shoe before her rookie debut. And this isn't some rumor mill nonsense. Shams doesn't drop bombs like that unless he's heard it straight from the inside. So, yes, Nike was gearing up to roll out that shoe immediately, fast-tracking every detail. Now, here's where things really get spicy. Compare that to how Nike treats its male superstars. LeBron James got his first signature before his first NBA tip-off. Michael Jordan? Same story. When Nike spots a generational talent, they move fast, like lightning fast. They don't wait, they strike. So what changed between April and now? Why did that highly anticipated shoe vanish into thin air? Something clearly went down. Something big enough to make Nike slam the brakes and flip the entire plan upside down. And I'm about to show you exactly...
The Nike started, I don't know, they started acting like they were shelving the idea, and then they started, focusing on A'ja Wilson shoes. But the thing about it is, what came out later is that A'ja knew about the process of getting her shoes done, right? And if you're going to tell me that it takes that process every time to get your shoes done...
Right, so pay attention to what he's actually saying here. He remembers all that buzz about signature shoes. And then, boom, the moment A'ja Wilson's article dropped, everything suddenly got weird. Now we're getting to the juicy part. Here's what really went down. A'ja Wilson gave an interview about her own signature shoe journey, and out of nowhere, the whole conversation around Caitlin Clark's shoe flipped upside down. Nike started acting like they were shelving the entire idea, pushing full steam ahead to spotlight A'ja's sneaker instead. But here's where the logic starts breaking down. A'ja Wilson is a two-time MVP, a champion, and hands down one of the best players in the WNBA today. She 100% deserves her signature shoe, no argument there. But from a business standpoint, you don't delay or cancel a Caitlin Clark launch just to prioritize A'ja. You do both. You dominate both markets. Nike is a multi-billion-dollar empire. They've handled multiple superstar shoe lines for men forever. So why pretend like it's suddenly a one or the other scenario? Why stall the most anticipated women's basketball release in history? What's really going on?
They would have made a heap of amount of money. A heap of amount of money, fam. I mean, they still can, but she did lose a certain amount of people with the white privilege stuff. And I stated that in a video last year too. I was like, you strike the iron while it's hot, man. You never know what could happen. She could say something, she could do something, and now all of a sudden people not rocking with her. Man, to see them fumble that bag was ridiculous work. A big oh no.
Nike's entire playbook is simple. Strike while the iron's sizzling. Because in this business, one comment, one post, one moment can flip everything. And guess what? That's exactly what went down. Caitlin Clark made remarks about white privilege that rubbed a segment of her audience the wrong way. And before anyone gets dramatic, this isn't about debating what she said. It's about pure strategy. Nike had a window, a once-in-a-generation cultural flashpoint where Caitlin Clark was dragging millions of brand new eyes into women's basketball. Fans who'd never cared were suddenly watching every move. That was the golden moment to drop the shoe, to cash in while the world was obsessed. But instead, Nike hesitated. They stalled. And in that hesitation, the story twisted. The conversation got louder, messier, fractured. That all-inclusive hype started splintering piece by piece. This is Marketing 101. You ride the wave before it crashes. You don't pause and let the buzz burn out. Yet somehow Nike did exactly that. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Their hesitation wasn't random. Nope. There's a web of behind-the-scenes politics here that very few people have actually seen unfold.
Really going to get those shoes out now. We know Shams be dropping all type of behind-the-scenes information, right? Dropping bombs all over the internet. So I believe Shams knew something. Shams knew something at this point, man. Oh, look, somebody said it right here. I'm so happy that Caitlin Clark is getting a signature shoe. This was April 17th. But I am also genuinely confused as to how someone with the below accolade...
So now someone's finally asking the obvious. How does a player with Sabrina Ionescu's resume still not have her own signature shoe? She's out here doing collabs just to stay in the conversation. And that, right there, is the pattern Nike can't seem to break. They flirt with women's basketball signatures, but never commit. You'll get PEs, you'll get collabs, you'll get limited drops, but a real signature line, suddenly they start sweating. The only time they were ready to rewrite that script was for Caitlin Clark. Every insider was saying it. The shoe was coming, the rollout was set, and then Nike flinched. And that hesitation? It's costing them millions right now. Live in real time. You've got NFL players rocking her PEs, NBA players literally picking jersey numbers because of her, and top recruits across multiple sports repping her vibe. Meanwhile, Nike is just standing there, watching a grassroots marketing explosion they could have owned from day one. They're not leading the movement. They're chasing it. And every single day they delay, another brand slides quietly into Caitlin Clark's DMs, waving contracts and cash. If this were any other athlete, male especially, they'd already have a shoe empire. But with Caitlin, Nike's hesitation might just be the most expensive what if in sports marketing history.
Look at this, fam. I mean, the next thing I'm gonna see is some of those women golfers wearing the PEs. Baseball players wearing the PEs. That's gonna be next. You even have some players in the NBA picking their number.
12. Look at this reach. Grand Theft Auto characters rocking her shoes. That's not just basketball fame. That's full-blown pop culture domination. We're talking crossover appeal so massive that brands would sell their souls for it, and it's happening organically, without Nike even having an official signature shoe on shelves. Just imagine if they actually had product ready. Picture this. Stefon Diggs steps out wearing her kicks, and instead of fans begging online for a PE colorway, they could actually buy the Caitlin Clark ones instantly. The lost revenue? Astronomical. But here's the part that really exposes the deeper issue. It's about how Nike still views women's sports. Let's do the comparison. When Zion Williamson was the hottest prospect alive, Nike practically moved mountains to lock him in and push his signature line out overnight. When Ja Morant blew up, same playbook, fast track, full rollout, zero hesitation. But with women's basketball, suddenly it's all cautious meetings, endless debates. Let's wait and see if the hype holds. It's the same tired hesitation every single time. And that's the irony. Nike's obsession with playing it safe might just be the riskiest move they've ever made.